Hello! My desk is a very important place because it's where I work and earn money to keep myself alive, and with that, welcome to my desk setup video. Many thanks to Movable, the parent company of Everdesk and Ergotune. They sent me the furniture for this new setup, and while I'm a very honest person, it's good to keep this in mind while watching this video. The greatest motivation for the change was wanting a standing desk, and I started to want one ever since our trip to IKEA or IKEA sometime back. Although I wasn't sure how much I was really gonna stand, but low chance doesn't mean no chance, and it's the thought that counts. This was Raito's room, and we decided to reclaim our space and set up the new desk in the corner. I've decided to sell our cutlery table so we can get another standing desk for my husband in the future, so do let me know if you're interested. While planning for the study room makeover, I highlighted a few requirements I wanted for the new desk. Firstly, I wanted to have a proper cable management system so that the wires can be hidden. Secondly, I wanted an affordable way to switch between my work and personal laptop easily. I was using this adapter, but all the wires would be exposed and it was a little bit messy. Lastly, I needed a place to store all my barang-barang that I don't necessarily use frequently, but frequent enough for me to want to keep them close. I also wanted a safer way of storing my iPad, laptop and accessories instead of stacking them behind the monitor like this. We started off by unboxing the Ergotune Supreme, and we got it in the M size. You don't have to worry about your deteriorating eyesight because they expected it and printed a huge ass installation guide for our reference. The entire package was very well organised and well packed, with each component being properly labelled, so it was relatively easy to find the parts needed for each step of installation. All the necessary tools are also provided, so you can be confident in completing the assembly within the same day. I chose the black one as I wanted to give it to my husband, and I'll continue using my current chair from Taobao, which he assembled for me last year. One small tip we have for the chair assembly is to do it at the location you want to use it eventually. We did it in our living room but had difficulties carrying it over our baby gate cause it was quite heavy. The base was also not mounted together with the chair torso, so lifting it up safely was quite challenging as well. I've been learning a lot at work and didn't really want to use my brain during non-working hours. Therefore, I was both impressed and brain dead at the same time when I realized that the Ergotune chair has 11 points of adjustment. Thankfully, my husband was excited about it, so he did the homework and interpreted the manual for me. Previously, we already removed Raito's playpen cause he wasn't using it and passed it to his cousin Lilo. Since he's potty trained, we decided to also remove his pet mat and put the new desk in this corner. Similar to the Ergotune chair, the Everdesk came very well wrapped with lots of information booklets. Initially, I was quite worried that we might be missing some necessary supplies halfway through the installation process and that we would have to stop and go out to get them. However, we were relieved to find that all the important accessories required for installation were provided. These included the various tools needed and a cable management kit with Velcro straps and cable organizers, which came in very handy. One thing that I was slightly disappointed about was the colour tone of the tabletop. According to the other reviews and videos, I was expecting a paler or lighter wood color, but the actual color turned out to be more yellowish or warm toned. It's still pretty regardless, and if you're thinking about investing in one, I would recommend going down to their showroom to have a look in real life to avoid any disappointment. While fixing up the monitor arm, I had thoughts about painting it white cause I don't really like black accents, but it was too much work and I decided to roll with it for now. Similarly, I also contemplated getting a white monitor for the aesthetic, but I didn't feel like spending money and my current monitor was still working well. In the end, I gave it a good wipe down and also removed the plastic thing to feel like I'm using a new monitor. After a few hours, the desk had an error and we weren't able to adjust its height. The health code shows error 12 and it was rectified by turning it anti-clockwise all the way, holding it there and allowing the table to descend to its lowest height. While I needed storage space for my barang-barang, I didn't want to leave them on the tabletop like before cause it looks very cluttered. My supportive husband encouraged us to make a last-minute trip to IKEA to get this pedestal that I've been looking at for a very long time. We decided that the smaller one was good enough and it came with a mini hidden drawer inside. The next day, my kind husband helped me to assemble the cabinet while I could finally work on the actual desk setup. We got a matching desk riser from Everdesk and this is how it looks like. Having the shelf divider maximizes vertical space and creates an additional level to store more items. However, the height allowance was too short for the things I wanted to store here, so I eventually had to remove the divider. Moving on to cable management. I decided to only have one extension cord running from my wall socket to the table and have the rest of the devices plugged into the extension cord. We installed this cable spine to the cable management tray, and although we only have one wire running through it, we still decided to use it to protect both the wire and Raito from each other. One tip we have is that before flipping the table over, make sure that the plug is pointing towards the direction of the power socket so you won't have exposed wires running across the table. However, it doesn't really matter if you are intending to plug it into an extension cord like me. For the monitor cables, I simply ran them through the existing hooks and used additional velcros to secure them onto the monitor arm for a neater look. The hover light bar was also easy to install, as you just have to cap it on the top of your monitor. To switch between my personal and work laptops easily, I got this mini USB hub to pull all the necessary connections together. The main connecting wire is a bit short, so it's left dangling under the table like this for the time being. You can use these cable stoppers to prevent your wires from dropping down when not in use, so you won't become more frustrated with yourself than you already are. For now, I decided to just leave it like this to challenge my limits. The Bluetooth on my N Pro 2 keyboard stopped working after I upgraded the firmware, so I need to connect it via a USB cable to continue using it. I also have two mics. The first one is a Logitech MX Master 3 with horizontal scroll that I use for editing videos, and my second mouse is the Logitech M650L, which protects my workplace harmony by staying silent when I bring it to work. Lastly, I got this new storage container from IKEA to store my camera batteries, charger, SSD, and a screen cleaner that looks cute but it's a bit useless. My ZV one fits nicely, and although it looks like a camera coffin, I still decided to leave it here as it was very useful to have all the trinkets like my Aka Swiss plates, clamps, and Allen keys all in the same tray. In the main compartment, I stacked my iPad dangerously like this and stored other tech related stuff like my HDDs and Rode microphone. Lastly, we have a standing pad to relieve the pressure of standing from our aging feet, but it was very quickly colonized by Raito. I reused the desk mat we bought from Taobao last year, and here's a final look at my simple desk. Do leave a comment below on which part of the desk setup is your favourite, or what you would have done differently for your own setup. Many thanks again to Marvel for sending this over, and all the details are in the description box below. As always, thank you for watching, all the best and bye! Raito, 你做什么? Raito, what are you doing? Hello! Welcome back. Welcome back to Earth. Oh, you're so cute.